Hello everybody, welcome back to SpaceBourne 2. So you find me exactly where you left me, and I just wanted to have a quick recap. So in the last episode we took on a couple of systems, and we now own those two systems. They're bringing in a nice little bit of money for us, and in the structures we managed to capture a factory which is generating tools on a daily basis, which is all very nice. If you go onto the trade menu, you can see we have quite a lot of tools, but not much of anything else. So what you can do when that situation arises, you can choose to sell a load of tools. So we're going to need them in the end, but more importantly, I need raw materials to be able to build things. So we could either sell the tools and use the money that goes into the treasury to buy the raw materials, or alternatively, we can just go and try and find somewhere to capture that has raw materials. So that seems like a good idea. And we know capturing systems wasn't terribly difficult at this level because our target, Saragon, if I can find her, there, is quite low level. So we haven't had too much of a problem doing that. So again, I'm going to do a search for wealth, but reverse search, and that gives us these little icons here. And you can see we have got a mining base and another mining base and another mining base. So we've got three to choose from. Ultimately, we'll have them all. These are research. So don't really need many research points, but ultimately, again, we will be, well, we're going to take over the world. So of course we'll be having those. But initially I want to concentrate on these mining bases and try and get some raw materials coming in. So this one is in Ceph, not too far away from us. So that's Joyden mining base. Now, I don't think there are any others in Ceph. So probably once we've taken this out, we'll be able to capture that system as well. But initially we just need to go and take this base. So it's rinse and repeat. So we'll select that as the target. We open the tactical map and we add our fighters, and I'm going to do pretty much the same as we did before. I'm going to take out the turrets. I can get it to come up on attack. There we go. This time I will send these over to the mechanics quarters. Again, if I can get it to select it, thank you. The dropship doesn't come in yet. So when I drop in, I will go straight to the mechanics quarters to back up my fighters there. And then in the next phase, we can then bring all of these over to attack the shield quarters. Like that. Yep, that one there. And that will free us up then to go and get rid of some of the dudes around the main base. Hopefully, by the time all that's done, we'll have captured all three. So then we want to send all the fighters to siege, just to give some backup. Not that it's generally needed at this level, but they're there, we might as well. And then we'll add the dropship in to do the capture. And there we go, that's that set up. Then you click on execute. So 2 to there, 1 to there, all 3 to there, and then lastly all 4 to there. Perfect. So the last thing we need to do is click on execute down here, this big button. Okay, and then we see the army is waiting for us. So just whenever we turn up, you don't have to go immediately, but we might as well. Got nothing better to do. So next thing then is to set a course. So Ceph is there. We could fly direct, but it's quicker to do the jumps. And off we go. So just before I get into that, I just wanted to do a correction for the last episode. You'll remember that I asked Eve if she could play music while we travelled, and she said she could. So it turns out she actually can't. Oh, we do have a full cargo hold. I should possibly get rid of some of that. Well, worry about that in a minute. However, let me just go through that again, just for clarification. So, Eve, can you play music while I travel?
Yes, I can play music for you. What kind of music would you like to listen to?
Could you just select a nice calming track to play in the background while I'm traveling?
Of course. I can select a calming track for you to listen to while you travel. Would you like me to select something from our default playlist, or do you have any specific preferences?
No, could you just select something from the default playlist?
Sure thing. I'll play a calming track for you from our default playlist. Let me know if you want me to change it at any point. Enjoy your travels.
Okay, so that should all be set up. We just need to engage the drive.
Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
And hopefully some nice calming music will start up as we're traveling. Eve, I'm not hearing any music.
I apologize for that. Could you please check if your device's volume is turned up? If the volume is up and you still cannot hear the music, please let me know and I'll try playing a different track or troubleshoot the issue further.
Yeah, Eve, my device is fine, but you're not playing any music.
I apologize for the confusion. As an AI language model, I do not have the capability to play music. However, I can still assist you with any questions or concerns related to the game SpaceBourne 2. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, thank you.
All right, let me know if you need any further assistance.
So it's interesting that although Eve will tell you that she can play music, it's actually done more from a role-playing perspective, in that she pretends to, and it would be up to you to play your own music, which is a kind of clever way of getting around any copyright issues, but a little bit confusing, let's put it that way. But not to worry, I just thought I wanted to clear that up for you because in the last episode, obviously, it was apparent that she could play music, which apparently she can't. Right, that out of the way, let's get on with this operation.
Please approach to the jump point to start jump process. Please proceed through the gate in the path reserved for you. You reached the waypoint of your route. Please wait for your ship to be scanned. Exit permission from the system has been obtained. The next waypoint is being passed. And 3, 2, 1. Destination reached.
Alrighty, so here we are, just got to go to the escape route.
Calibration module activated.
I haven't emptied my inventory. We are chock-a-block full of stuff. But I'm not anticipating actually getting any loot. There might be a little bit lying around which we can carry. And as for pods, they're all so low level, they're probably not really worth it anyway. So yeah, here's all our guys. Okay, let's go and do this.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
So we're going to capture this one because we want the resources. So we'll get 228 raw materials. You can get a lot more by destroying it, but this will give us some every day, whereas that doesn't. So confirm capture. There we go. And my ships should jump out. There they are, gone. Easy as that. Okay, so in your faction then, you can go to structures and you can see we've now got the mining base here. You can add things to it if you want to. It gives you the costs there. I generally don't bother because I'm going to be sending fighters in anyway if it gets attacked. So what we now need to do is to capture the system. So you can see there is nothing else here of any consequence. So I will exit the system. Just going to go back to N1. And then I'll come back in and we'll plunder the system to get all the resources we can, and then we'll capture it.
Module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input. Destination reached.
Okay, so here we are, ready to rumble. So as usual, I think I'll actually leave my wingmen out of it because they do tend to get left behind. But we need to plot an escape route, and Warwick's is fairly close, at least on the map, to us. So if I select that as an escape route, then when I bring up my warp drive, you'll see it shows the point that we need to flee to. Remember, after doing a raid, you can't use the Stargate. So we'll go to, where are we? This one. Toggle raid mode. We'll bring in our fighters, not the dropship, obviously. And it doesn't actually matter at this stage where you position them, but I always like to put them at the escape route because arguably, as you can see on the mouse over there, it's a point in the system where you can reach any other point in the system, or as close as it gets. So by putting them there, I'm hoping they'll be able to get to wherever it is they need to go more easily, quicker and easily. So that's why I do that. Right, so we're going to plunder the system first, get all the resources we can. Okay, so once the raid is started, then you see the convoys coming up on the screen. You can see my guys all going over there. So we've got a couple close to us. We'll start with that one.
Calibration module activated.
I'm actually going to set these now.
Weapons online.
And then keep an eye on the top of the screen. You'll see how many resources we're actually getting.
Weapons online. Target destroyed. Shield recharging. Target destroyed.
Can't see any more yellow dots. Yeah. Go to the other one.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input. Weapons online. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
I don't see any more yellow dots anywhere. It was easy, wasn't it? So on to the next.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input. Weapons online. Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
This is probably one of the quietest ones I've ever done. Okay, nothing else where we are, so we'll go and assist these guys.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input. Weapons online. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Weapons overheat. Target destroyed. Target shields are down. Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Don't see any more
Target destroyed.
yellow dots, so we could actually leave at this point.
Target destroyed.
Oh, there's a yellow dot.
Target destroyed.
Okay, next one. Strange. Must be so close it wouldn't let me actually select it.
Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
Oh, that was close.
Weapons online. Shield target destroyed. Target destroyed. Weapons overheat. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Shields are offline.
Okay, that's everything. So I recommend at this point you leave because it only gets more and more difficult. But obviously this is a good opportunity if you wanted to stick around. You could.
Warp drive online.
Where are we going? Warwicks. Yeah, you could just keep farming them if you wanted to. But the best thing to do at this stage is just to leave. You can see in the top of the screen we've got 33 seconds left. And we are taking damage because the shields have gone down, so good time to get out of there.
Exiting solar system star gravity. In 3, 2, 1. You reached the waypoint of your route. Please wait for your ship to be scanned. Exit permission from the system has been
Okay,
obtained.
so
The next waypoint
we're just
is
travelling
way past.
on our way back
In
to
3,
Seth.
2, 1. Destination reached.
Here we are, and as you saw, the factory is under attack. So there's no need to panic here, but it is a little annoying because I wanted to use the guys in order to capture this system. And as we found out before, that's difficult to do if you haven't got any pilots to bring in. It doesn't enable a button. So what we have to do is press H to free up the mouse, click on this little icon here, and then we can send a couple of guys over to defend that. Now those are low level 15. So if you look at the icon on the right, you can see the red bar is what they've managed to achieve so far, and the green bar coming in from the right is my troops. So Saragon's on the left, WRA is on the right. So we need to keep an eye on the balance there. You can see they've got 270, we've got 259, so that's kind of a number that relates to the power that is available there. If we're not winning the battle, we can send the other troops in to assist. But I just want to keep an eye on it. If our guys are powerful enough to win the battle on their own, that leaves me a fleet spare to be able to capture this system. But the bar isn't actually moving, unfortunately. If anything, I think the red is winning. So that's a nuisance, but not a problem. So we click on that icon again. We'll send the other guys in. Now you can tell which the dropship is because their soldier level is high. So we want the pilots. So we'll send them in as well. And then you can see that green bar has already increased significantly because we have much more power available. So as I no longer have any squads, I can't I can't raid this system. I can't capture it. I could send in my soldiers, but being level 1 pilots, they're probably going to die fairly quickly. So what I need to do is I need to get them trained up as pilots as well. And if they can be both soldiers and pilots, then in this menu I can change them to be space forces. And then use them as I do anything else. Now, I'm not planning on capturing anything else just at the moment, apart from this system, of course, but no more bases. So I don't need a dropship. So I'm going to switch them to space forces and just leave them do their thing. And then you'll notice this level here, this one will go up as they gain pilot levels just doing freelance missions. So another good thing to do is to have a second group that can be soldiers. So in other words, while those are training up, we could train these up as soldiers. But I'm not going to do that at the moment because they're already engaged in a battle. So I don't want to risk losing them. But that's one way of doing it, is just to switch between ground forces and space forces, and that way you can get them trained up in both things. Okay, so we've got an inventory full of stuff, and by the looks of it, quite expensive stuff. So we need to find a station. I don't think there's one in this system because we own the mining base, and I'm not sure. Actually, we could go and have a look at it, but I'm not sure that we can trade there. Let's go over here.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
So it dropped me in miles away from the station. Okay, just have a quick look at it. Usually these are not, so there's no entrance there. The docking pad is not yellow, it doesn't have yellow writing on it. And there is no other docking pad. So we can't use that one. So back to the Stargate and choose another system. Now we know we can trade in the N1 system, so I'll just head back there. Where are we? Over there.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
Okay, so I've arrived in N1, Alfaxos. Alfaxos, N1, and I was going to go to the Stronghold Station, because we know where that is. But I've just called up the map, and it's not there. There's a planet called Stronghold, but the others are only outposts. So we haven't taken out the Stronghold Station yet, so I don't know where that's moved to, which is interesting. I'll have to check up on that one later. Meanwhile, let's just go to an outpost and hope that we can do everything we need to do there.
Module activated. Calibration. Landing gear deployed.
Okay, going to have a quick scan through here. I think these are probably not going to be very helpful for us. That said, that looks better. 54. Don't think we can wear these. Our soldier level's just not high enough. Warp-like burst weapon. That looks quite nice too. Low heat, high damage. We can certainly replace the Daco. We don't have an offensive. It's not as good. We don't have a scanner. That's the same as the one we've got. We don't like handheld rails. Increases railgun damage, but I think I'd rather have a general weapon damage. Doesn't change the other attributes very much. It's not as good. It's always worth checking because it's a free way of upgrading. We do have a pod catcher, so we can so I'll put those two in. And did the pod catcher go? That one. Yeah, I think that was all of those. Got a couple of repair kits, but I generally don't use those because I use drain to repair our armor. So I think that one was the better one. So that's Omnivera Power instead of that one. That one. Is that the right one? I think that was the right one. And then there was a burst weapon instead of that one. Warp light. Yeah, I think it was that one. And I do have a rail here. So what do we got here? Heat per shot. Oof. And the base damage is worse, so no point. And I don't use the others. At least not in this build. Have I got damage boosts T4, damage boost T3, air kits. Just looking to see if there's anything. There's an energy kit there. I do use those, although as you've seen, I tend to avoid them. Keep the T4s. We've got room in the bank, so a couple of repair kits there. We might as well hold on to the T4s. And everything else can go. Lovely. Right. I was going to set my shields, but for some reason it wouldn't let me. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. Just in case while I'm in the station, nasty pirates decide to come and attack me. So, security station. Get rid of those. And we need another 4 pod things. T2 pod catcher thingies. Okay, so that's those. Oops. 4, thank you. I do normally buy loads of them and then just put them in the bank, but there's not a lot of point because you can only change them at a station anyway. Components. There we go. And that means we're ready to go if something nasty does attack us. And then it's just really sell all. So 2.5 million for that little haul. Very nice. Takes us up to 12.5 million. So we're beginning to get somewhere. And I just wanted to, because some of these outposts sometimes you find odd ships, ships you can't find elsewhere. So I just thought I'd have a quick look. So I've never tried one of these. These are glass cannons really. Get in, hit, and get out again. Nice looking ship. I do like the look of the ship. I have used an annihilating. They're quite nice, but they do need quite a lot of upgrading. As you can see, there's no hull or shield base components in them, and they're 17 million, so we couldn't afford one anyway. So that one looks more like a cargo ship, but it is listed as a fighter. 2 weapon slots, but uses combat drones. So I probably wouldn't use that because drones would die and then I'd follow. So, yeah, always worth looking. You never know, there might be something interesting there. But we're done. We're refueled, recharged, and sold all our stuff. So back to space. Right then, our guys are still fighting.
Landing gear retracted.
I was kind of hoping they would have done by now. I do notice a little change there when I took off. I didn't have to press K just to stick my cursor again. Not sure if that was in the last patch, but thank you very much for that, if that was, because that was a real nuisance. I'd like to be able to deselect it sometimes. You know, there are times when that's useful, but generally, most of my flying, I have it fixed. I wonder if we should go and help our guys out. Okay, so we'll fly into our battle target. As I say, probably looking at the green line, there's probably no fighters left, or just one fighter at a long way away or something. But
completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
I need at least one of my squads back to be able to capture that Ceph system. And then what we can do is we can go back to our capital station, and maybe now we've got enough stuff and money, we might be able to upgrade it and get ourselves a new squad. And that will relieve that problem. Alrighty, so where are all these guys at?
Hurt pretty badly over
So
here.
they're being
I'm on the job.
chased around. Yeah, looks like we're all in the center.
We're losing product drops. Need help.
Nope, all the red dots have just flown away from the center. Oh well. We'll just go and find some red dots and shoot them.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
There we go. We won. You suck.
Target destroyed. Weapons overheat.
Don't think there'll be much in the crates, but we might as well have them. Yeah, not really. I'm not going to bother with the pods because they're almost certainly low level. So, although you could collect them if you wanted to, you don't then have to go back to the station, and I think I'd rather keep the ones I've got for when we're on a mission maybe and we're getting some higher level drops. So, okay, my drone is back, weapons away, reset the pips, and then now we've got our dudes back. We can get out of here.
Calibration module activated.
And we want to go back to Ceph.
Waiting for the thruster input.
Okay, assuming we don't get another factory attack. I will just answer this message, but usually it's a waste of time. So it's a message off Seragan. They want peace. They will offer peace, and if you accept it, they don't accept it. So, and I intend attacking them anyway, so there's no point. So we're just going to decline.
Destination reached.
All right. So now that we're back in Seth, and we do have some troops, I'm just going to position myself. Position I found seems to work. It's just to get out in front of the gate and turn around and face the gate. And this time I am going to call my guys in because they usually pick off these incomers pretty quickly. So call them in. There we go.
Alpha squad. Attack formation.
Attack formation so they stay next to me. And then raid mode. So we've only got the escape route to worry about. So I will take those two and we'll put them over there. You can zoom out to check, but that in this system that's the only other thing. So we'll get the Stargate with my guys and they'll hopefully take care of the escape route. And we've plundered the system already, so this time we're going to capture it. Make sure my guns are out.
Our star system is under attack by WRA. All civilian ships, please enter warplay and wait in a safe orbit until the threat
There they
is
are.
eliminated. Rest assured, we'll use all available resources to swiftly end this attack.
Target destroyed. Shield recharging. Weapon target shields down. Target destroyed. Target shields down. Target destroyed. Weapons overheat.
Okay, so hopefully my guys are getting that one.
Target shields down. Target destroyed. Weapons overheat.
Right, so it's always worth just hanging around here for a little while, just in case another group come in. Might as well have that, as it's free. But if you keep your eye on the right-hand side, you can see the guys, there's more coming in, so I want to make sure we pick them off as soon as they come in, or at least get their attention.
Shield recharge. Target shields down. Target destroyed. Target shields down. Target destroyed.
So you don't need to be flying around here, you can just stay in one place, and usually you can pick them all off if you've got a group with you. Once you've got your squad with you, you'll be fine. So didn't see any other crates up here. Okay, so the Stargate has now turned green. So what you can do now is go to the escape route, which is always up by the sun. And it looks like there's a red dude just flown away there. But again, you can collect the pods here if you wanted a bit of freebie.
Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
Don't see anybody. They either flew away or got killed. So we'll just hang around here for a minute. We're waiting for the raid progress to top out. You can see just at the very top there, the red bar nearly disappeared now. So we're very, very nearly there.
Attention
There
all
we go.
ships. This is a distress call from the Star System Command Center. We would like to inform you that our system has been lost to the enemy forces. The situation is dire and we urge all ships to immediately perform a hyper jump and evacuate the system.
Okay, so obviously that's system security. That doesn't apply to us because we're the ones that just captured the system. So first thing to do after you've captured a system, go into your faction, systems, and then this one, we want to set the tax rate to 15% and whatever security tickles your fancy. So in this case, it's going to be 20. And you can click on the stars if you want. Obviously, the higher you put the security, the more it's going to cost you. So if you look at the daily expenses on tier 1, it's 83,000, tier 5, 169,000. So you've got to keep that in mind because obviously you have a certain daily income. Obviously, the more secure you make it, the less money you end up with at the end of the day. So at the moment, it's money, 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 money. So I'm keeping the security fairly low. So I just set it to 0. So I will be rinsing and repeating that whole process until essentially Saragon is no longer in the game. And then we'll go and do somewhere else.
Alpha Squad, walk
Just send
away.
them home. But that's essentially the game. There's not much more. It's all about just capturing systems, getting rich, and building up your base. And speaking of base, we need to go back and have another meeting.
1. Destination reached.
All right, so here we are back in our home system. And we're going to head back to our base, which is up there. And let's go and get this meeting started.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
And here's our wonderful capital station. Does drop me out a long way away, doesn't it?
Docking request granted.
Yeah, far
In
side.
order to use station services, please dock to the port reserved for you in the next minute.
Landing gear deployed.
Can't boost thrust when you've got your landing gear out. I knew that. Oh, there we go again, shooting off to one side. I think it's supposed to be a double tap. Sometimes it recognizes it. Like if you press right and then right again, it sees that as a double tap when it's actually not. Some funny noises going on. Where's the entrance? Command deck. So I'm not sure we've actually been to this station before. It's not like normal stations that you go to. This is the only room you can access at the moment. We do have a lovely view of the planet. These have actually now been blocked off, but you used to be able to see through there, and you can see that's just an empty room. And nothing we can do in there at the moment. So that's the meeting table that used to be in the caves. And here we've got the command station or command structure, if you want to call it that. So each one of these costs materials and money to upgrade, as you can see, and then there are a number of sub-upgrades within them. So this is the one you want initially, the barracks, which allows you to add generals, so more squads, in other words. So that's the basic structure, and then that adds a general, that adds general, that adds general, and that adds general. So you can see it gets expensive in TY. It's 1.7 million, 1.5 million. Can we actually do that? Yes, we can. We had enough for that. And then if we come out of that and go back into here, you can see here we now have an extra general. So we're going to need more people. Um, and so it goes on. Now, these are all ground force guys, so they should be back from their mission now, maybe. Have a look here. Current mission, bridge contract. No, I think they're still away on a mission. But obviously we need 5 more peeps, so we'll just add any old 5 peeps. Should we put a young chap in charge? Oh, he's not really. I don't like the look of any of those. Can I sack them and have another 5, please? Well, doesn't really matter. So I'm going to train these up. Actually, I think I'm going to train them up as Space Forces, primarily because that's what my biggest requirement is at the moment. We do have these 4 already trained up as ground forces, so we can use those, if we need a dropship. But we need to try and get them trained up somehow. For some reason, it's not making any change to their pilot skills. She's now level 8. If we maybe need to take them out, put them back in again. Oh, it looks like they are all level 23. So if I just take him out, yeah, so level 23 and level 23. So they are actually both pilots. You can double click on here, you can see both pilot and soldier. So that's kind of handy. So we need to remember Marshall can do either. And they are still training up, and they're currently training up as space, so that's space. So I think if we train those up as ground forces initially, it gives us the option to have a dropship should we need it, but I mean, honestly, we need them to get a bit of training before we use them. Alrighty, so we can just quickly go to mail and just have a look here. Right, so we do have all 4 of them are back, so it was lying to me. The current mission, they're not on a current mission because we can select them there. So you can see we now have 609, 890, 479, and we do still have, according to that, 4.7 million in our kitty. So we could actually upgrade again and give ourselves another general. The disadvantage of doing that is here, yeah. Our costs will go up significantly if I put another general in. So I'm going to leave that. I've got an extra group now. We're going to try and capture some more systems. And once I've got more systems, more income coming in, then I will add more generals. So these are the things, as far as I can tell, although you can unlock them. They do add modules to the station, but I've yet to actually figure out whether they're effective or not. So chances of losing dudes is a medical thing. The communications does work. It'll give you a heads up when something's about to be attacked. But it's actually a waste of time because it doesn't really matter. When they attack, and then you deal with it. So I'm not too worried about that. Right, meeting.
Are you sure this is the right time for this?
Yes. We have finally established our first station. We have a long way to go in building a resistance, but this is a great start.
Indeed, this station is a much-needed victory for us. However, we cannot rest on our laurels. We must remain vigilant and continue to gather more allies to strengthen our cause.
All right, so the choices you have here, basically, it's time to move on to the next step, or it's time to move on to the next step. That's items 1 and 3. You can prefix that by saying, yes, let's have a celebration. But essentially, you're going to have to move on to the next step. So you can see I've already done that. So I'm going to choose number 1.
I agree. Expanding our reach and taking control of other solar systems is essential for the success of the resistance.
I understand your sentiment, but we need to be careful about our next steps. Moving too fast could be dangerous. We need to make sure we have the resources and manpower to sustain it.
Okay, so here I'll find a suitable target. I'll take a break from being a conqueror for a while. Doesn't really matter. So identify an enemy, take what they have in their possession without attacking random targets. Again, I'm not sure it makes any difference.
This is a great idea. It will be good for our reputation, and it will also strengthen our hand in making other factions recognize us as an independent faction.
Expanding our borders however we achieve it is not important to me, as long as it gets done.
Okay, so that's my final decision.
Okay, the meeting is over.
There we go. So basically you're on your own now to go and get on with stuff. There is more to come, I believe. Conquer 3 systems. So as you can already see, I have already conquered 3 systems. So I don't know whether I need to conquer another one to trigger that, or whether we have to do another 3. But either way, I've shown you a couple of times now how that's achieved, so I'm not going to do that again. Let's just clear this ringing bell off here. So it's Saragon again, and they're pleading for peace. But I will accept peace, but you'll see the bell rings again to say, yes, okay, thank you, we'll have the peace. No, it's just Saragon going, do you want peace? Yes, I'll have peace. And in a minute the bell ring again, there you go. So basically it doesn't really matter what you do. I'm pretty sure I'm not doing anything wrong. Can't click on anything else on the screen. So I just kind of tell them to shut up, basically. Reject peace, and then they stop pestering you. Okay, so I need to go, first of all, to the docking board. I need to go conquer a load of systems with all my generals and things. And we could do with upgrading our ship, but money, that's the thing. So as you can see, I do have 12 million, but upgrading is expensive. I did manage to ready to rank up with the Freelancers Guild, so it would be a good idea to go and do that, because once I get to rank 3, we can get some much better equipment. So closest branch is in Sector 2, so I think we'll go and do that, which inevitably will include a mission. Oh, now I've said about the thing and it's unlocked it again. Right, so back to the Stargate, and I'll see you when I get there. And here we are. So this is the Freelancer station. Now you'll notice I've not been too interested in buying a new ship. Oops. There are a couple of reasons for that. Oh, here we go again. You can't click on that when you're docked, I think. So let me just take off again. Yeah, it's obviously very expensive, but this is actually quite a good ship that they give you. So let me just send a few guys over there. They're level 16. We'll send all 3 of those. Keeps 1 back. That's 472.97, so they should be able to win on that. Yeah, the reason I haven't been too bothered about upgrading, obviously it costs a lot of money to buy a new ship, and this ship that we've got here is actually quite good. So I don't mind upgrading the equipment that we have on this ship, because we can move that onto another ship when we get one. But it does seem a bit pointless just to keep spending when we really need to be saving. So that's as nice as it would be to have a nice new spanking new ship. That's why I'm not really rushing to do it. Although I do always look and see what's available. Right, so this is the Freelancers Guild. And we need to go and talk to the guy. Sorry, gal.
To the attention of all members, please make sure you read the Guild rules carefully.
So due to your recent achievements, you've earned the right to move up by an additional rank. To officially attain that rank, you'll need to successfully complete a test mission. Yes. Yes, I'm ready. Now, these test missions are noticeably quite difficult. As you can see, the legendary I can't access, simply because we need to complete this test mission first. So let's go and see if we can achieve that. If not, we might have to do some upgrades on the ship. But with our squad helping us, I'm hoping we'll be able to do it. Okay, so go into contracts, Freelancers Guild, track, and set route. Top left hand corner tells us where we're going. So via N1 to 19, I think that is. Okay, that's what I mean about the keys. Seem to be very sensitive for strafe until you want it to do it, and then it doesn't do it.
Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input. Destination reached.
Okay. So somewhere here, there we go. We have the Freelancers Guild rank 2 interview task. Now I'm almost certainly going to need my squad here, but I'm not going to bring them in just yet. So we'll see how we get on first. Make sure I got group 2 weapons selected. And let's go and see what they've got for us. Okay, so firing at me already. Ooh, waving about all over the shop. Yeah, they're quite tough. His shields are not going down at all fast, so I call in my squad.
Warning, shields are offline.
Get some shields back. Oh, they're a bit heavy on the missiles, aren't they?
Warning, shields are offline.
Yeah, they might be a bit too tough for me. Just get some distance and try and recover the situation somewhat. So I have my guys with me. Hopefully they'll pick these guys off for me. Oh, we got him.
Shield recharging.
Seem to be able to hit that guy at all.
Warning, shields are offline.
do like their missiles, don't they? Just trying to stay out of range of them at the moment. I don't want my guys to die at the same time as me, so got plenty of energy. I've still got a lock on with that guy, but his shields are not going down at all. There we go, that's that one gone. It's a drone anyway, that one.
Target destroyed.
Okay, have to get out of here. Get some shields back. Trouble is, when your armor gets as low as that, if you haven't got shields, you can kind of wave bye-bye, so that guy could die very quickly. There you go. Yeah, we've narrowed the field down a little bit.
Shield recharging. Weapons overheat. Warning, shields are offline.
Again.
Target destroyed.
A bit more space between us. Gonna send them on ahead, get this guy, he's being a real pain.
Shield recharging. Warning, shields are offline. Weapons overheat.
Just want to try and get his shields down so that I can make some progress with my burst cannons. There we go.
Target destroyed.
Okay. Well, that was a bit of fun. So, as I was saying, some of those can be quite tricky. You need to be prepared for those. I should have really upgraded everything as best as I could before taking them all on. But I figured with my squad, albeit a little bit of a fight, I figured we'd be able to do it. Nearly died a couple of times there, just keeping a close eye on things, and used 4 shield recharges. Let's get rid of these guys, stop shooting me. So, put full shields on now, just sent my drone out to collect anything that happens to be around. And if there are any pods left, such as that one, now is a good time to get them because they're probably quite high level.
Pod stabilized. Pod stabilized.
It was quick, wasn't it? Let's see any others. Wow, 9,000 away. Don't think we can get that from here. My drone is miles away as well. Come on.
Pod stabilized.
Okay, that was quick too. Not sure we're going to get that one. That might time out and zoom off before my pod catcher gets there, but fingers crossed. I don't want to go any closer just in case. Did we get it? We did get it. Oh, nice. Okay, so a couple of 100,000 each. That's not too bad. Could have been a lot better, of course. We did get an aim, but it's not as good as the one I've got. Okay, I think my drone is back. Didn't see it come back, but I'm sure it is. Alright, so now we need to go back to, I suppose it doesn't have to be the same place. Is there a closer one? No, Sector 2. Same one. Alrighty, we'll see you when we get there.
Calibration module activated. Destination reached.
Okay, so here we are in Chiku, Sector 2. Going back to the Freelancers Guild. We've just had a bing of Saragon again. So they're still attacking my station, which isn't very nice of them, so we're going to reject just to shut them up. Also, I did get some points for pilot skills, and it looks like we were working on more ship's energy, so we'll go with that one. And nope, not yet. Nope, not yet. So I think we've just done the first level, so we need to go all the way up and back to the beginning again, and then we should be able to do the second level. All things in time. Now, my shields were fully charged, and my hull was pretty much repaired, and now it's not. And all I've done is travel here. Don't know. No idea. So we just have to hope we don't get jumped on the way by pirates.
Landing gear deployed.
So I park with my nose facing the gates when I get out, and the gates are gone. A little bit annoying, that. Very disorientating. But I'm sure all these bugs will get fixed in the end, because remember, this is early access, and as fun a game as it is, there are going to be, you know, issues. The developer, DBK Games, is working very hard. Ooh. That ambient voice is a bit loud. Working very hard on the game, and we're getting updates very, very regularly, like every Friday or every other Friday. So I look forward to every update. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, let's rank up. I want to join the Freelancers Guild. Okay, no. Okay, so I think we ranked up automatically. Don't have to report back. So we should now be able to access
Members higher than
this.
rank 2, new legendary items have arrived in the guild market. Remember, there is only one legendary item in the galaxy, and it can be yours.
Okay, so there's only one burst, which is of use to us, and that's 5.5 million. But if you look at the specs, I can't move the mouse while I'm on it. So base damage 1772 is significantly better. If you could get 3 of those fitted, I would be happy with that. But I can't afford it. So the heat per shot, 7.4, is horrendous. But the accuracy, or more correctly the damage range, is 37%, which is double what we've currently got. Well, okay, not double. Better than 2 of the ones we've already got. And 100% accuracy is normal, but the projectile speed is much faster. So that would be nice, but I don't want to spend 5.5 million on it. Not yet. So the other thing we can do is we can look for the rails. I've got a few rails to choose from, 4 in fact. So that runs much cooler than what we've got. And projectile speed is much better. So that's 2.7, 4.1, 3.8 and 3.6, but that has a very high projectile speed, which would be nice for picking things off at range. So I'm just kind of comparing here. So the base damage is good on that 2.2. It's 2,000. It's just the heat per shot that puts me off. So 2.4, 2.4, 2.2, 2,000. So these are the highest damage. So that's damage range is only 9% on that, so it can only vary 9% from 2,464 damage, which is quite nice. It does run fairly cool, but it's not the fastest. It's faster than the projectiles we've got, but it's not the fastest. This primary item bonus adds 964.9 damage to both minimum and maximum damage, which is okay if it's maximum, not so good if it's minimum. I'm erring towards the Deco. Perhaps you viewers, if you know better than me, could correct me on that. But the heat per shot is important for me because I need to keep firing. So that's 1.25. It is the most expensive, so I think we'll go for that one. And then missiles. As you see, I generally don't use many missiles, but that does do twice as much damage. And that also does twice as much damage. Capacity 13. I've still got lasers selected. Let's take those off. Right. So we only have the 2, that's the most expensive. Projectile speed 6,000. So that's the same. Fire rate 3.79. So they can fire missiles faster, but that's not important to me. Base damage 12.6. So it does do more damage, and it fires missiles faster, and it's only 50,000 more. So we'll go for that one. Okay, in terms of weapons, that's all you get. So the only other thing we can look at here is, no, that's the same. I was going to say components. Yeah, not much there. So we need to find a station. Oh, get off. Where am I going? Over there. Nope, over there. All disconnocerated. Oh, that was the other thing. I haven't mentioned it so far, but you will notice that we do still have the original ship.
We'll not shoot at them tomorrow. So don't delay if you need it.
I'm going to get out of this room because she's annoying me all that loud talking. Yeah, the original ship you can sell. We're extremely unlikely to use it again. However, it's handy to keep it as a bank. So if you run out of space in your bank, if you're a hoarder and you run out of space in your bank, then having a cheap ship, which you're not going to get much out of anyway, just parked up, you can store stuff in it, which is kind of useful. Right, so that's changed that over. The burst, I think, was just going to replace... Oh no, it was the rail, wasn't it? It was just going to replace that one. That back on 2. And then just double check that I did change the right one. Right, so let's fill up with rockets. I think given that I'm having problems getting their shields down, I'm going to go for shield missiles. The burner ones just don't seem to have any effect on these higher level ships. They were great on when I was like level 2 and 3, but yeah, I think being able to take out their shields is more important to me. Once their shields have gone, I don't seem to have too much of a problem, getting their hulls down. So the factory defense is going very, very slowly, but it is going in our favor. So not too worried about that. We need to find something. Could go back to here. Okay, so this here is a faction hangar. I don't think I've shown you one before. The docking port is almost always at the bottom, but you can request docking. There we go. There are quite a few things you can do here that you can't do anywhere else, so it's handy to occasionally pop into one of these. Let me just check. Don't think I've got anything crucial. Stellar aim wasn't as good. Pod catcher T2, we can put that in. Just need 2 more of those. We need to get another 4 shield things. Did I keep any? I didn't keep any. Okay, so the power thing I think we decided was... Oh, that is better. Okay. Alright, let's swap that out then. So we want the gunship power. Oh, too high a level. Level 24. Okay, strange. Well, we'll stick it in the bank for now then. Gunship power. Stellar aim's not as good, and the rest is irrelevant. That was our old one, yeah. Alright, so you have this hangar here, which is kind of a specialist one. Now, just before I go there, I'm going to go to this elevator. And somewhere in here. Ah, there we are. Knew there was one here somewhere. So I don't think I need to keep any of this stuff. This is all either stuff that I've already rejected or stuff that I can't use. So we'll just sell all that. Not worth a lot, but worth having. And I don't want any of that stuff. Ship manager. Oh, there is a security here. Didn't know there was. Deliver those guys. That's about it. just having a quick look around because things do change from time to time as the game gets patched. So just make sure I haven't missed anything. I don't think I have. Okay, so that's kind of just your basic station type things. You'd say, well, why do you want to come to a faction hangar? Well, you come to a faction hangar for this. So inside here you have your turrets and your components as normal, but you also have the ability to paint your ship. Now some of the ships are unique, so you can't change them. But once you start buying new ships, you can come here and paint your ship different colors. You can upgrade your ship here. So currently we are at tier 1, and it's hit and miss whether it improves it or not, but if you take a note of the stats down there, for 654,000 credits you can upgrade your ship. So you want to make a note of the stats and then spend the money, see if they're any better. If they're worse, spend more money and just keep going until it improves things, and what you're doing is increasing the tier level of your ship. So here you can see if we go to tier 2 we'll get the option to switch out the defensive T1. Now I haven't used defensive T1, but I don't actually have another module I can put in it, so there'd be little point in spending the money unless I specifically needed to increase tiers. Once you get up to tier 3 then I can swap out the engine burst, but I have used that a lot, so I would probably keep that. And the all boost is part of the ship, so you can never change that. So that's what you can do there. Right, in the modules here you'll see you can separate out whether it shows perk modules or normal modules. If I just go for perk modules, you can see that you can buy new perks. So if I was swapping out my engine burst, for instance, I could have mines or drone maintenance, which would be pointless because I can't have drones. Multi-missiles or cargo keeper are the only ones available here. But if you're out and about and you find a better one that you think, well, I'll replace the defensive that I never use with a stabilizer, for instance, that's the kind of thing you can do with that. The main modules are obviously the same ones as you've previously seen, in the sense that it looks like, oh, I'm buying a new turret, but actually these modules are upgrade modules. So if I just take you back over here for a second, go to this one. So you can see I have got hull systems, power systems, aim, shield, weapon and engines. So if I haven't got one of those, or if I specifically would like something else, another module, then when I upgrade to tier 2 it will unlock this plus sign, and if I buy one of those modules from here then I can drop that module in. So offensive perhaps, or defensive. I think we had hull and shield, that kind of thing. So this gives you the opportunity to modify your ship to be more in your, or more to your liking. That's basically what I'm trying to get at. And you can see they're 5.5 million each module, plus the fact that you'd have to upgrade your ship to do it. So upgrade to tier 2, 654,000, and then we can choose a module to go in there. Now again, I'm trying to save up at the moment for maybe a better ship, so I'm not going to do that just yet, but we do want to have a look to see if there are any better modules that we can get. So we've just done the rail and the missiles, so I'm just interested in essentially burst. So there's a green burst, the blue one is a shotgun, which I don't use. So if we look at that one, it's 2.9 degrees heat per shot, gives 1351 damage, which is okay, but it's only giving 200 damage per shot more than the weapons I've got, and the heat per shot 2.9 is top end of what I would like, so not going to buy any of those either. So that's about all we can do at the moment. I want to get some more of those. I think I used 4, and I'm just going to buy 5 of those and put the rest in the bank. So there you go, that's what a faction hangar does. Obviously this is just a ship manager, and as you previously saw, you can transfer items between ships. So you can see in the original ship, these are the components I've got. They're level 4, level 1, pretty rubbish. So I would probably just keep that, just as a fridge. And you can, if you go into the call ship menu, I think it is, yeah, here, you can actually just change the name of the ship. So you could call it, for instance, Fridge. I've seen people use the name Fridge, or Bank perhaps is a better one, as Fridge doesn't seem to fit. Bank 2, that sort of thing. So then when you go back into it, it's called Bank 2. So that's how you change the name of your ship there. Right, I think that's everything. Let me just get out of here because this is really noisy for me. I don't know, I might turn the sound down for you, but for me that's incredibly noisy. Yeah, that's a bit quieter. Just going to dock here because we've got a bit of gear I need to fit. Components. 2 of those, 4 of those, and I'll check the rest in the bank. Okay, so I've been tracking, obviously, the amount of interest there is in these videos, and the views that they're getting are very low. Not really getting any comments on them, but thank you for those who did comment. I think at this point I'm going to consider ending this little series. I know there's still an awful lot more to do in the game, such as getting the WRA fighter and all that kind of thing, taking over the world. It's just a matter of normal progression now to follow the game through. I've got obviously my main game going, in which I'm much further ahead than I am here, and I don't want to have to keep playing 2 games if nobody's interested in watching it. So what I want to do here is offer you the chance to say, don't stop, please carry on. If you'd like to leave comments down below, I love to read the comments anyway, but if you want me to carry on with this sort of Zero to Hero Let's Play, please let me know. I will do if there's enough interest in it, but from a recording schedule point of view, I'm quite busy, so I'm looking at obviously what's working and what's not working, and as I say, the views on each of the SpaceBourne videos have been low. So I want to consider finishing this here. I think you can safely say that we've kind of got there. We're conquering the universe one sector at a time. We're building up the cache. We're not far off sort of getting towards endgame content anyway, although obviously the sectors get a lot more difficult as you go down towards the center. But thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for the likes and subscriptions if you've subscribed based on this little series. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I will read them all and give due consideration depending on the amount of feedback I get. But in the meantime, look after yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye now.